have set up so many different ways in which our communities are disintegrated, where we are all sort of living in a sense of isolation. Community building work is a way of not only surviving but thriving, like actually living life.
STARFIRE is one of the reasons I'm staying in Cincinnati. There's something so key that STARFIRE gets on a fundamental level. And I can look at that because they tell their story well. I can experience that and go, I have a partner here.
We all experience isolation at some point, but I think when it's constant isolation, it can be very damaging. People with disabilities are still the people who are the easiest to be left out, because this idea of, oh, well, disabilities are over there, there's these institutions, or, well, they won't just be like me, they're different than me.
For some reason, when it comes to people with disability, we think community has to be something different than what it is for me. If I build a world for grace around disability, then I'm setting us up as a family for grace to not have anyone when we're gone. But if I build a world for grace in the community, then I can rest easier at night knowing that there are people out there who care about her as much as I do.
When you have inclusion of voices that, for whatever reason, you don't think to include at first glance, the results are remarkable. Actually, the best example I know is STARFIRE, just turning the organization on its head and saying, all right, we are not here to bring everybody together, but to send them out into the communities and change the communities into spaces that are inclusive. That makes sense.
Social connectedness is one of the things that improves across the board people's resilience, their sense of wellness. What I love about Jenny and STARFIRE and all the work that I've gotten to be able to be a part of is it doesn't take a ton to be able to show someone that they matter. And everyone needs to know they matter.
I got stuff to do and I'm not sitting there bored. So I'm busy and that's what I like to do. Pretty much just sitting on the couch, not doing much. I was always just cut off. It got a little more real like as time went on. And I was like, I want to get out there. Like a lot of people at STARFIRE have helped me out with getting my job, and they had a lot of confidence that I would be able to do it. And they were like, this is you, so you need to get out there and, show them.
I am so fortunate that I had the opportunity to meet Rosie as I was starting to live my life again. And she truly brought a new life to me and new experiences to me that I hadn't had before. And I can't say enough to what she means to me and what she's afforded me. We have an obligation to be inclusive of everybody. Whether you have a disability, whether you are of a different religion, different race, different ethnicity, we have an obligation to be inclusive. Everybody is welcome.
It's not about, oh, I just show up and I go do X and then I go away and I don't see these people ever again. It builds relationships, it builds its own community, and getting to know somebody, the whole person. And that's what Grailville's about, that's what STARFIRE is about, and I just think that is, has been a blessing, personally, professionally. That has been a blessing in my life for 3 years.
I can't imagine if STARFIRE didn't exist. Like if we didn't have STARFIRE to sort of connect us together, right. I wouldn't have met you.
I know, me either.
I don't know where our paths would have crossed. It makes me sad. It makes me worry about people who don't have something like STARFIRE to connect them.
Right.
One of the privileges of watching this story unfold over the last 5 or 6 years has been that we get to see people fall in love with each other.
And I mean that people with disabilities find people without disabilities who end up saying, I've met my best friend. So people are finding each other on a daily basis, and I can't wait to see what the long-term impact of that is. But I'm also living in the tragedy of all the missed opportunities. I just sit there and think, well, what would have happened if they never found each other? What would have happened if we didn't take the chance to reinvent ourselves as a nonprofit? If we didn't have the courage to try to help these people find each other, what a tragedy that we would have missed out on somebody finding their best friend.